cast.
There's something really special about watching a trout eating a dry fly off the surface, especially when it's a big cicada dry.
Yes!
Where I grew up in South Africa, back then we didn't have access to fly fishing like New Zealand. We mostly did coarse fishing, catfish, carp, and later on I did a little bit of fly fishing for native species like yellowfish, but just nothing like here. Trout fishing there was all paid access. I didn't know how good the fly fishing was going to be when I came here, much like when Powell came.
We came here, I was thinking how it's going to be, how it's going to be fishing and place and environment, how the river will looks like and all the surroundings. And when we came here, I said just, wow, this is more than I was expecting. And the most important, the fishing was outstanding. I didn't know that that kind of fishing exists.
I don't know if Kiwis always realize how lucky they are to have free access to so much exceptional fishing water. I've had a lot of good fly fishing in New Zealand, but I've always dreamed of doing a helicopter trip into the backcountry during the famed cicada season. That stuff of magazines, of stories, or the old guys tell, fish after fish, big fish, eating cicada dry flies with abandon. But it's not easy to make it happen. It's taken years. Finding time with the family and the kids, the cost of it all, getting the weather right. This trip nearly didn't happen because the river levels were high before we went in. And I'd also done one trip before that the fishing was good, but it wasn't exceptional. We struggled because it was an easy access place. You could fly in, you could walk in, and the fish were spooky. They were difficult.
You're going too close, you're spooked. Gone.
It was good fish, brown and rainbows, but it was difficult. There was just too much pressure on those fish. So as we were flying in, I couldn't help but wonder what impact will we have on these pristine areas. I needed a helicopter to get there. I don't think I could physically make it there and back with a big backpack and fish and do everything. I just don't think I can do it. Plus, finding the time for such a big mission, it would take a lot of time to do such a trip. So helicopters make these very remote spots accessible, but you do wonder at what cost. Would the famed cicada fishing still be as good? We only had 4 full days, so we didn't waste any time. We got straight into the fishing when we got there.
That was summer in a full swing, and cicadas were everywhere. So we're using big cicada flies.
I should take this one, yeah. Yeah.
What was the fishing first day? We were catching the fish. It was good. I wouldn't say it was slow. I wouldn't say it was super fast.
Yes. And down stream we go. That's what you want. Nicely done. Awesome, first fish on board. Yeah, if you take him down, we may got another chance for another fish. Alright, how are you saying? Monkey off your back? Yeah, monkey on my back.
It was slow. It took a while for us to get our first fish. And with more anglers using helicopters to access these places, the pressure on the fisheries are increasing. So when we got back to the hut, I was happy. It's an amazing place. We had some good fishing, but I couldn't help but wonder if the stories I heard of the crazy cicada fishing were now just stories.
And that day started nicely for the first 3-4 hours maybe.
The hut is over there. That was interesting cast.
Very quickly turned into the situation that you couldn't really cast. You cast forward, your fly were landing 20 meters behind you. So that was no fun. That was no fun, and obviously none of us were happy about it. I decided to continue with dry fly. Probably you had a smarter idea. You changed to the nymphing rig.
Oh, spot a nymphing on the way back. Beautiful 5-pound fish.
And you caught a couple at least, a couple good ones. But day 3, accordingly to the forecast, supposed to be not so great. Overcast, a bit cold, and that's how it was. When we get to our first pool, I just ask you to pull out from your backpack my raincoat. It was so cold.
It was so cold, I'd pretty much given up on using a dry fly. I was just putting on a nymph rig. And while I was sitting there, I spotted a trout.
And you thought, let Pavel go fish, we'll see what's gonna happen. So I casted the first fish and just took immediately the dry fly.
Nice! Nice! Beautiful fish.
And next one, do the dry fly.
Yeah.
And then we had the hell of the day. That was the best day of our trip. Conditions were not so great, but we were only fishing dry fly and we caught a ton of fish.
This was the fishing I'd heard stories of. Fish after fish eating big cicada dries, big strong rainbows. It was amazing. It was the best fishing I'd ever had. And it's now a part of my stories. Stories I will tell my kids, and I hope they get to experience it one day. We are extremely lucky to have this sort of fishing available to us, and we must treasure it and protect it for the next generation. While helicopters give us easy access to these locations, we've got to be conscious of the pressure it puts on these fisheries, much like I am when I'm filming. I try my very best to keep the locations undisclosed and unrecognizable to anyone other than those that have been there before. Hopefully, initiatives like the designated waters from Fish and Game will help protect our more fragile fisheries and still give everyone equal opportunities. I really can't wait to come back with my family one day and have them share this amazing experience with me. I just hope it will still be there. David's winding it in, Anthony's netting it. That's a big one. Net it, net it, net it, in the net, in the net. Good work. That's a big one.
Grace, how sweet
It's coming.
the sound
Mommy is there too. Keep winding.
that
That's a big one.
saved the wretch.